Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to Bookmas Day 1. My name is Em and in today's video it is going to be my December TBR. I want to preface this by saying that it is currently the middle of November when I'm filming this video and this is an extremely ambitious TBR. December is a very busy month for a lot of people. It is Christmas season. I love Christmas. I don't particularly love reading Christmas romances, though this year I am branching out and reading a couple. So without further ado, let's get into the video. I think this is more so a TBR like before Christmas because I'm hopefully getting a couple books for Christmas that I will be reading on like the 2-week Christmas break from like Christmas to New Year's, like those 10 days before my birthday. That is when I just do all my reading, you know? So let's start with historical fiction. This time of year, just like the colder months, always make me want to read historical fiction. I have 2 on this TBR and I'm very excited to get into it. The first book on this TBR is When We Were Brave by Suzanne Kelman. This book was actually sent to me by the author last year and I've read one of her previous books. I'm holding up this book because I have the physical copy, but I also want to read her new book. I think it's called When the Nightingale Sings. I really want to read that book. I haven't yet decided if I'm going to get it on Kindle or if I'm going to buy the paperback copy because I just love her books so much. And Suzanne, if you're watching this, thank you again for sending these books to me. I am so excited to read this. This takes place partly in 1944 Cornwall. It also takes place in present day London, and I believe in the 1944 chapter it follows our main character who falls in love with a Nazi, and it kind of just like follows like her being excommunicated from her family and just on her own. And then in present day London, her like probably granddaughter or somebody in the family finds like a journal or photographs or something to do with this woman and then just goes on this journey finding out what she did, who she was and things like that. And I think it sounds so interesting and very sad, I'm sure. The next historical fiction is The Room on Rue Amelie by Kristen Harmel, and I am so excited to read this book. This was recommended to me last summer. Everyone said if you have read The Nightingale and if you like The Nightingale, which it's my favorite book of all time, you're gonna love this book. I haven't looked into the synopsis or anything because honestly I don't want to know. I just know that this takes place in Paris during World War II and it's going to be very sad and it gives Nightingale vibes. So that's all I need to know. I'm very excited to read this. Okay, so next up we're going to move on to romance books. If you know me, you'll know that this year I got majorly into reading romance books. I never used to read them before, but now they're just my favorite genre. I love romance books so much and I have a good few on this TBR. Once again, I am actually planning on doing a series of videos this month of me reading Christmas romance books. I am not going to put those on this TBR, firstly because I don't know which ones I'm going to be reading yet, secondly because the titles and the covers are slightly incriminating. You will be getting a vlog of me reading Kindle Unlimited Christmas romances very soon and I am so excited because honestly I can't believe that I'm going to put myself through this just for you guys, but I will do it and I hope you love the video. But let's talk about the books that I have on my physical TBR because I have a lot. Not guaranteed that I'm going to get to all of these, but I would like to. So the first one is Window Shopping by Tessa Bailey. This is our group book for the Cozyathon. Also, a lot of these books are for Cozyathon and will fit in with those prompts. I haven't fully decided which ones are which, but I know that this one I'm using for the group book prompt and also for the green cover prompt. I'm so excited. It is very short and I will definitely be reading this book this month. It is November right now. If I can make it to the end of November without reading this book, I count that as a win because I'm so excited. The next book on this TBR is Flock by Kate Stewart. I am so excited to read this. I have seen so many TikToks about this, so many videos about this on YouTube. I just really want to read this book and this series in general. I have the second and third book on my Amazon wishlist for Christmas, but I'm so excited to read this. Do I know what this is about? No. Have I heard in every single video of somebody reading this book that you shouldn't know what this book is about? Yes. All I know is that the second and third book make people sob uncontrollably. I read the first 50 pages in the summer and what I can gather already, it's this girl moving to this village to live with her estranged father. He's very rich. He owns this like huge company, and in order for her to like claim her part of the company, she needs to spend a year working for this company so that she like earned her part of the company. And she meets these guys and I think it could be potentially like gang or mafia, I'm really not sure, but I know that everybody cries at this book, everybody falls in love with this book, and I'm so excited to read it. A romance that I do really want to read this month, but probably will be taking place after Christmas because I have it on my Christmas list, is From Lukov with Love by Mariana Zapata. This is an ice skating romance. If you know me, I go ice skating for my birthday every single year. My birthday is January 4th, by the way, and I go ice skating for my birthday every single year since I was like 10. So it is very exciting to me to read an ice skating romance. Am I good at ice skating? No. Did I only graduate off of the Penguins like 2 years ago? yeah, we don't talk about it, it's fine. But I am very excited to read this. Mariana Zapata I've heard so much about, and it's my goal in 2022 to read all of her books, and it's very slow burn, it's quite long, and I'm just so excited to read it. And speaking of Mariana Zapata, another book on this month's TBR is The Wall of Winnipeg and Me. Again, a very thick book, so it will very much so depend on how much time I have this month if I get around to this, but I'm so excited to read this. I know that this has a fake dating, actually possibly fake marriage trope. I'm not sure if it's dating or marriage, but I know that this follows our main character who works as like a personal assistant for this football player, and like he's kind of a dickhead. He kind of like doesn't acknowledge her or isn't grateful for her even though she does everything for him. But then she decides, no, do you know what, I have enough of this, I'm not standing for this anymore, so she quits. And then a few weeks later or something, he arrives on her door like begging her to come back and begging her to marry him. I don't know why the marriage plot comes into play, but I'm sure that it will be explained. But I know that, again, very slow burn. Like, it's a very big book to have such a slow burn, but honestly, I'm here for it. I'm here for like the tension and the angst and things, and yes, I'm so excited. It will also be a great indication if I do like Mariana Zapata's books, so very excited. So the next romance on this TBR is Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas. I have read 2 Penelope Douglas books so far, Punk 57 and Try a Six Venom, and I really want to read this one. This is an age gap romance. I don't really know what this book is about, but I do believe that like she gets with this older guy and it's potentially her boyfriend's dad. Maybe I'm confusing that with a different book, but I think it's her boyfriend's dad, which honestly in real life, is that good? No. In a book, is that good? Absolutely. So the final romance on this TBR, and it's kind of a fantasy romance, is A Shadow in the Ember by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I'm very excited to be reading this. This is the 4th book in the From Blood and Ash series, but it's also kind of not. It's like a spin-off series slash prequel series, and this is the first prequel. This book is set like a good few hundred years before the From Blood and Ash world, and this follows our main character Nikotos and Seraphina. Nikotos is a god, I know that much. I don't necessarily know Seraphina's role in the books yet or anything like that. I'm presuming she's a goddess or the first maiden or something like that, but you know what, Jennifer L. Armentrout, she has never let me down, and I know that I'm gonna like this book. It is very long. Why am I choosing all 600-page books for this TBR? What is wrong with me? Okay, so that leads me on to my fantasy books. I'm so excited. There's something so comforting about a fantasy in wintertime as well. They do take a lot longer to read than a romance, so maybe I won't get to all of these. First up, we have Jadefire Gold. I know that it's a very hyped YA fantasy, and I've heard a lot of amazing things about it, and I cannot wait to read it. Then next up, we have The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. I have kind of been waiting all year to read this book in December, so this is definitely going to be a priority for me. I feel like it gives off perfect Christmas vibes. Once again, it is 600 pages. This is like about a magical circus that only appears in the nighttime, and I know that's very whimsical, very magical. The next book on this TBR that I've been wanting to read for a long time as well is Girls of Storm and Shadow by Natasha Nyan. This is the 2nd book in the Girls of Paper and Fire series. I loved the first book when I read it in 2019. I can't believe it was 2019 when I read it, so I definitely do need a recap. But I really want to read the 2nd one, and the 3rd one comes out either November or December. I'm not really sure, but I know it comes out soon, and I really want to finish this series out because I just loved it so much. So I'll tell you what the first one is about. It follows our main characters Lee and Ren, and they are paper girls, which means that they're like the king's concubines, and then these 2 main girls fall in love with each other, and then there's kind of like an uprising, and there's a lot of just like girl power in this book, which I'm reading this for the book with strong female character prompt for Cozyathon because yes, absolutely. I'm so excited to read this, and I really hope that I like it. So there are only like 3 books left on this TBR, and the next one is Defy the Night by Bridget Kemmerer. This is one that I may or may not be reading. These are all may or may not be readings, but this book is by Bridget Kemmerer, which I didn't like her previous books, so I'm hoping that I do like this one. But I know that it follows an uprising once again, and I don't know what it is about YA fantasy books about like teenage girls overthrowing the government that just like gets me in my feels. So I know that this follows our 2 main characters. One of them has a goal to like save the kingdom, and one of them has a goal to like destroy the kingdom or something. I don't know. Looks amazing. This is such a beautiful edition, and I can't wait to read it. Okay, so I have 2 books left on this very lengthy TBR, but they're kind of connected, and there may actually be a 3rd one, but I don't currently have the book. So the next book is Legendary by Stephanie Garber. This is the 2nd Caraval book. Caraval is a book that I read last year. Actually, around this time of year, I read it for a vlog that I did with my friend Lauren from Lauren Kiss, and I loved it so much, but I felt like it could have been a standalone. Like I thought Caraval had the potential to be a standalone. I don't think it needed a sequel. However, here I am holding the sequel and I'm very excited to read this. So the first book follows these two sisters and they get accepted into this game, and it's a very, very whimsical book and I love it so much. And basically in this game things happen, you live this game for however long, but you don't know what to believe. And the catchphrase is, remember, it's only a game, because things look really real, things seem real, but they're not real. It is possible that I'm going to also read Finale, which is the third book, but I don't currently own it. So if I do receive it for Christmas, I will be reading it. But other than that, I will probably just get to it whenever I get to it. So the main reason that I wanted to read Legendary is because I want to read Once Upon a Broken Heart. This is the beautiful Fairy Loot edition, and honestly I've never seen a prettier book. I really want to read this book, but I know that like it's not a good idea to read this one before I finish the other series. I know they're technically like separate series and stuff, but they're set in the same world with some of the same characters, and it will probably like spoil Finale and Legendary, you know, so I want to like finish those before I get onto this one. But I am so excited to read this. I actually don't know what this one is about because I didn't look too much into it, but just the cover in itself is just beautiful. And I will say that these books are perfect for this season because they are so whimsical, so pretty. Everything about it is just amazing and I would highly recommend. So I really want to get to this one. Let me know in the comments if you have read all of these. Like, can I read this book without reading Legendary and Finale? Like, will it spoil anything? Will I understand this book and like this book if I haven't read the other two? Please let me know. So yeah, that is it for this incredibly long and incredibly ambitious TBR. Filming this really put me in like a Christmas mood and like a fun reading mood because I just want to read all of these books now. Again, I will be reading a lot more Christmassy romance books, but I will be doing separate videos and vlogs for those, so I didn't want to put them in this video. But yeah, I hope you're enjoying December so far. I think if this is going to plan, this video will be up on December 1st. Happy Bookmas, happy December, happy Christmas season. I'm very excited for this month. I am planning on filming and uploading as much as I can. Probably not every day, but I'm hoping to read a lot and film a lot and upload a lot. So that is it for this video. Comment the book stack emoji if you watched to the end. Let me know down in the comments what you're reading, what you're planning on reading in December. I really want to know, or if you've read any of these books or have any thoughts about any of these books, just let me know down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Stay amazing, stay kind, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys!